Action News Now Storm Tracker weather. Coverage you can count on.
You know, for a June afternoon, these temperatures are not bad at all. Sitting right now in the upper 80s in Willows and Oroville and 90s elsewhere in the valley. 96 are temperature in Redding, 91 in Weaverville, 86 in Mount Shasta City, and 83 in Chester. Pretty comfortable temperatures all the way around. 57 over in Eureka. Ooh, nice and chilly over there on the coastline. The fog is back. And look at these temperatures in the valley. Hot in Redding at 96 degrees, and then a little bit cooler in Red Bluff, a little bit cooler still in Corning, a little bit cooler still in Willows. That's the Delta breeze in action. But what is the Delta breeze? It's that big cool rush of air that comes in from the Pacific. All right, so here we are in the Pacific, looking from Eureka over towards Redding like that, and then there's Lassen Peak off in the distance there. Eureka right now, 57 degrees. Redding at 96 degrees. That's almost 40 degrees difference between the two there, and there's not a whole lot of space between them. But we have the Coast Range in between them. And the Coast Range is pretty tall here in Northern California, and the cool air from the Pacific does not like to climb over these mountains. So it's trapped here on the coast. How can we bring it inland? Can we bring it inland? Well, if the mountains were smaller, we could. They're smaller here around the Bay Area. Not much mountains around the Bay Area. And we have that wind coming in off the Pacific on into the Sacramento Valley here in San Francisco and Fairfield, pulling that cool air on into the valley. And then as that air works its way northward, it heats up quickly. But it does cool down, at least the central and the southern part of the Sacramento Valley. By the time that cool ocean air makes it all the way to Redding, it's lost all its cooling influence here, and we got hot in Redding. But that's the Delta breeze in action, bringing that cool air here into the Bay Area, and then it works its way northward and eventually runs out of energy there, basically. So that Delta breeze does cool down Chico, does cool down Oroville as well, and I think we'll see more of it again tomorrow. 8 o'clock in the morning, that's pretty comfortable, 70 degrees. Noontime, middle 80s, so if you're doing your yard chores tomorrow, maybe you can wait until the early afternoon hours or so. By 5 o'clock in the afternoon, that's barbecue weather no matter how you slice it on a Saturday evening, sitting in the upper 80s. Fog on the coastline, keeping them cool. Not much in the way of thunderstorm activity in the mountains today. Still a slight chance we could see a little thunderstorm out there as we get into this evening or tomorrow evening as well, but only a slight chance. All right, low temperatures tonight. Not too bad, sitting in the 60s in the valley, in the mountains, 50s and 40s for those overnight low temperatures. And then we look ahead towards our Saturday, and you know, again, for a Saturday in June, that is not bad at all. 80s for highs in Chico, Oroville and Willows, and in other areas, 94 in Redding, not bad. Mountains, 80s mostly for your afternoon high temperatures there. All right, your Storm Tracker 7-day forecast, where the weekend is always in view. Sunday is Father's Day. It does warm up. That's not terrible. 93 degrees. Next week, all right, that's terrible. 105 on Tuesday, 104 on Wednesday. So, boy, the heat is on next week. You might be able to save a few bucks on the air conditioner bill over the weekend, but definitely not next week. Redding's forecast also not terrible over the weekend with temperatures in the 90s. And then next week, oh, boy, it really scorches up there. 107 on Tuesday, 106 on Wednesday. So the heat is coming for this last week of spring. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll continue to track any kind of thunderstorm development in the mountains, and we'll take a look at our official high temperatures.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Now for a look at what we're working on for Action News.